Hello, everybody. Welcome to our webinar. My name's Amber McAuley, and I'm joined by my co-facilitator, Tanya Armstrong. We specialize in facilitating mindfulness and stress management tools throughout Ontario, reaching out to teachers and students. So thank you very much for participating. We've got over 50 classes actually here together in support of learning, as well as supporting our charity to help with child and youth mental health. So thank you all for being here, and welcome to Western Canada. We've got classes from the West Coast, and we've got classes from the United States. So we're an international event. This is very exciting. I heard recently that out of 45,000 kids that were surveyed, 75% of them said that they either felt bored, tired, or stressed. So if this applies to anyone who's logged on right now, I want to start with doing a quick body tap. And this body tap can help bring about some more energy, and it can also help increase our ability to focus. So wherever you are, either sitting or standing, just get your hands together and start to tap through the top of your head. And you can tap lightly or a little more firm. Tap down your cheeks. Tap down your neck, tapping your chest. And then take one hand and brush down the top of an arm and the back of the arm. Brush down the other arm, front and back. Brush through the sides of your torso and through your back as far as you can reach. Brush down your legs if you can, reach your feet. And brush down the other side, reach your foot. Awesome. So I want to start with an introduction to mindfulness, and I have this video that I'll share with you, and it talks about mindfulness from a few different perspectives. And I think that you will probably recognize a few of the characters in this video.
When I was young, I would have this reoccurring dream that I was running from something, but I was never fast enough. You know, I've interpreted that dream many ways, which I'll keep to myself. But it kind of lends itself to what I believe. I believe in karma. I just believe that, you know, what you put out in the world, you get back, and how you treat people is how you'll be treated at some point.
We take for granted even the subtlety of breathing. On every step, the blink of our two eyes.
My concentration is better, my memory is better. I'm more comfortable in my seat, which I think is life's goal.
What a difference just a little silence makes. Sit and think. If you didn't have this consciousness, what would it really mean to live?
Meditation has been a great help to me in so many ways. It basically is the core of my existence.
I'm not too keen trying to change the world. I will fly the scheme.
The beauty of my nature shown through Shaquasia Rebecca. When I made myself equality, known to my reflector. Stand your playpen, boy, and battle for your formula. You cried, you pacify the lullaby for the black butterfly.
Meditation is living your life as if it really mattered. And that means you gotta be here for it.
A good joke makes you present. A good song makes you present. Meditation helps you to keep that presence. What it's like to be present, you know. The world will move slow.
So much on my mind, I just can't recline. Like the holes in the night. Till she felt sunshine. Breathe in. Inhale vapors from bright stars to shine. Breathe out. Smoke retrace the skyline. Yo, don't the bass ride out like an ancient mating call. I can't take it, y'all. I can feel the city breathing. Just heaving against the flesh of the evening. Stop before it die like the last train leaving.
You taught me meditation.
Get out.
Yeah, so I be doing.
Get out. You meditate?
It helps me because it puts me in a conscious space. Because before I actually do it, I keep reminding myself. I ask myself, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? I want to be awake during the day, and I don't want the noise to separate me from whatever greatness is in here. I want to be able to operate from that space.
What you want in front of me, the present is a gift, and I just want to be. I just want to be. I just want to be.
My working definition of mindfulness is it's the awareness that arises through paying attention on purpose in the present moment and non-judgmentally.
I just want to be.
Great. So, by show of hands, did you recognize anybody in there? Anybody recognize somebody from the video? Yeah. People can use mindfulness and meditation tools for a variety of different reasons. And as you could see in the video, everybody applies it to their life differently. So we have hundreds of teachers and students logged on together in this webinar, and each of us is going to take the practices and apply it differently to suit our personal needs. The practices can help us ground and stabilize when we're experiencing high levels of stress. And this time of year especially can bring about peak levels of stress. Can help us make the most of each moment. So whether we're in a moment where we're taking a test, or we're going to be engaging in a race, or whether we're relaxing or hanging out with friends, we can make the most of that moment. And teens around the world have actually found the tools that we're going to be reviewing today to be helpful. So we're covering three main themes today, and Tanya is going to introduce us to our little agenda. So Tanya is going to visit in a minute. She's just sorting out her screen right now. So our agenda is going to cover tools for self-awareness. We're going to do a breath practice. Self-regulation, we'll be talking about how it feels when we're top-heavy, over-worried, ruminating, and thinking. So we'll do a body scan for that. And then we're going to end with discussing great qualities that leaders have and how we can maybe embody some of those ourselves. And Tanya, just chime in once you do have the ability to unmute yourself, and I'll just carry on in the meantime. Mindfulness is a practice of carefully focusing our attention. This is what's said in the video that we just watched together. So it's about having the intention to pay attention and then being kind while redirecting the wandering mind. So how many of you have been told, just sit down, pay attention, sit down, focus? Hands up. I think maybe almost everybody has been told, pay attention. But we're not really taught how to pay attention. You know, we're taught how to add, how to subtract. We're taught about geography and math and science. And we're asked to pay attention all the time, but nobody really takes the time to teach us how to pay attention. So here's one tool that you can use to help yourself learn to pay attention. And I'm going to ask that everybody holds up one hand and use a finger on the other hand to start to trace your hand. So you're going to apply the finger to the outside of the hand and take a big breath in, trace your hand, finger to the top, and then breathe out, trace down the inside. Awesome. Great. Inhale to the top, exhale, down. Keep going. 2 more. In, out, in, out. Last one, in and out. So we call that take 5. And it's pretty amazing how taking 5 breaths can help short circuit any time that we're feeling escalating emotions, anxiety, stress, or if we're feeling tired or bored, as so many of you said that you can experience from time to time. The other thing that I want to highlight here is that within the period of taking 5 breaths, you might have noticed that your mind wandered. You might have thought, oh, this is taking too long, or oh, why am I doing this, or oh, am I doing it right? She's not doing it the same as me, or all kinds of thoughts can come up. So when you notice that in that split second your mind starts to wander, be really kind and bring it back to what it is you've decided to pay attention to. So the kindness is an important thing for you guys to remember. Next, we're going to talk about the top heaviness that some people can feel. And I'm going to draw on the screen here. Sometimes when we're engaging in worries about the past, concerns about the future, our energy can be focused in the top of our body. We're in our brain. We're thinking, we might be worrying, brooding. And it can be almost like we're an upside down triangle trying to stabilize. It gets really wobbly, right? So in order to balance in those moments, we need to shift our energy down. So we need to take our focus from our head, overthinking, over worrying, and brooding, and move it into the body. And we have our second practice together that's called a body scan. So wherever you are right now, lengthen your spine. If you can, put your feet flat on the floor, rest your hands on your lap, and let the shoulders soften back and down. Either soften your gaze, maybe find a reference point somewhere in front of you, or you might be comfortable to even close your eyes. And just pay attention to the sensations in your body. Notice your feet on the floor. You might be able to feel your socks. Notice sensations in your right leg and your left leg. Feeling your hips on the chair, lower abdomen. Feel your breath in the chest. Scan the rib cage. And if you get pulled into any distraction, either thinking or a sound or something in your environment, remember to be kind and gently bring your attention back to the body scan. Notice your hands, the right arm and the left arm. Feel your back. Feel your neck, the circumference of your neck all the way around. Face, scalp. Yeah. And then take a few deeper breaths. Give your shoulders a roll. If you can, maybe stretch. If you have a little yawn or a sigh, you can let it out. Great. So when we're in that ruminating mind, or I sometimes like to refer to it as a monkey mind, we can miss certain sensations and messages in our body, and we might not be in tune with what our body would need from moment to moment. So right now, based on what you observed in your body, is there a self-care activity or something that you can do later on today to achieve a greater sense of balance and well-being? I've got a few examples here. So if you noticed that you were feeling discomfort in your back, then maybe at some point today you could put a heating pad on your back or have a bath. If you notice that you were feeling tired, then is there a 10 or 20 minute time block that you can set aside to take a cat nap this afternoon? Or maybe you notice you were feeling hungry. Can you prepare a good snack later on, something wholesome and healthy? So spend a moment picking an activity that you can do for yourself later on so that you feel that you've taken care of your body. And I'd like to open the floor for anyone who does have the option to unmute and speak. If you would like to share one or two ideas that your students or yourselves have. So anyone who has the option to unmute and speak, you're welcome to put your voice forward into the platform.
Yeah, there you go. Oh my God.
Hi.
Hi.
I can hear you. Welcome.
Just say it. Hi. Hi, our idea was yoga.
Yoga.
Yeah.
Great idea. And where's your class from? Innisfail.
Barrie, Ontario.
Hi, Innisfail, Barrie, Ontario. So yoga, great idea. And if you can re-mute yourself. Tanya, do you have any ideas that you want to put out? Is your mic working?
Is this working? Okay. Some great ideas are having a hot bath, taking time to have a nice cup of hot chocolate or a cup of tea. It can be very simple things. Even sitting down with a good friend can really help us take care of ourselves.
Very many.
Great.
I know. Yeah, then if you don't want to. No?
So I'm going to give each of your groups a moment to consider the point here up on the slide. So who is it that you consider to be a person who role models great leadership? And it could be someone within your group right now. It could be a family member, a neighbor, someone, a celebrity, anyone who you consider exhibits great leadership qualities. And just take about a minute to discuss this amongst yourselves.
So now we would like you to reflect on what are some of their qualities. So these role models, these leaders, what are some of the qualities that they express, or what actions do they take? So take a moment to reflect on that. What qualities do they have? For example, maybe they show a lot of kindness or respect, honesty, compassion, reliability, or maybe they just often have a warm smile. So take a moment reflecting on some of their qualities. And then reflect on what similar qualities do you share with these role models and great leaders? So what qualities do you share with these great leaders and role models? And then what actions can we take to reflect these qualities? So what actions can we do every day to reflect these similar qualities? And I'll give you a few examples. So say it's reliability is the quality. So maybe you can set reminders. Maybe set reminders a little bit early to get out of bed a little early so you're on time for school, or to set reminders to check in, maybe check in with what's your assignments, what are due up and coming in the next day or so. Also for kindness, the quality of kindness. Maybe it's as simple as holding the door for someone. Or if you see someone struggling with their bags and their books, maybe helping them out. Compassion. Being able to be open to multiple perspectives when you listen to one another. So good listening skills for compassion. So just take another moment, and what actions can you take to reflect some of these qualities that these great leaders, role models, and for yourself? And then I'll hand it off to you, Amber.
Thank you, Tanya. So to recap what we covered today, we wanted to look at increasing self-awareness. And we can increase our self-awareness in doing something so simple as taking 5 deep breaths. Then we also want to look at self-management. So being able to shift our energies out of any unhelpful thinking patterns so that we can drop into our body and take care of ourselves when we need to. Because we are with ourselves our whole life, and we're the best person to take care of ourselves. And then we also encourage students to become ambassadors in their world, because you are all our future. So to be great leaders is really important in how societies are going to look in the future. So it's pretty awesome that you took the time to be here with us and learn a few tools. And for every class that's on here, we have a sponsor who's donating $25 for child and youth mental health. So your participation can have a really big impact on supporting not just yourself, but your peers, community, and a couple different countries who've been able to join us. So we're not in a rush to log off. I'm just being mindful of the time, and I know that a few of you may have classes and other appointments to get to. Feel free to stay on with Tanya and I, and we'd be happy to interact and answer any questions that you might have. If you do need to log off, you just click Leave Meeting, and I will be sending out a recording to any classes that may have had technical challenges or may have missed getting on. So if you're logging off, thank you so much for participating. I'll be in touch with the teachers by email, and enjoy the rest of your day.